Hi, my name is Thomas Trevathon. I'm the pastry chef at the Paris Hotel, Las Vegas. I was trained in Sydney, Australia. I did a 4-year apprenticeship as an apprentice pastry chef. I worked in a small French bakery where we made the croissant and Danish fresh every single morning. And basically from there I went to school 1 day a week with a world champion and my wife pastry chef, where I was trained in the art of pastries. My favorite ingredients, vanilla. I love vanilla in a lot of ingredients. I love very strong fruit purees, raspberry, mango, passion fruit with a simple vanilla bavaroise. I love using fresh seasonal fruits, what's in season at the time, with a nice vanilla ice cream, a warm component with a cold component, which is an ice cream or a pudding. And very traditional desserts is what I love to use. Base my cooking off. So with good ingredients, you have a good product in here. I met Chef Bob at the Epicurean event a few weeks ago. So he's a great character, and he really comes to life, and he has a lot of surprising questions coming from a culinary aspect, which the general public wouldn't really ask those type of questions. So yeah, I've met Chef Bob, and he's an interesting character. Today I'm going to cook exotic beignets, which is like a small deep fried donut with a banana center, served rolled in cinnamon sugar, served with fresh honey on the top. It's a warm dessert, something very simple, but very, very tasty at the same time.
Hello, I am Chef Bob Fromage, the executive chef for Chef Live. I'm here with my friend Luciano Pellegrini.
Hi, Bob.
And Thomas Trevathon.
Trevathon.
Trevathon, merci.
You got it, Bob.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem, Bob.
I drink a wine called Trevathon, so I got you a little mixed up. So, guys, what are we making today?
Well, actually, I think we're going to do 2 recipes, and I'm going to help Thomas out with one, with your careful monitoring.
Absolutely.
So what are we doing?
Okay, so
what am I doing?
What we're going to make today, Chef, we're going to make an exotic tapioca pudding with a mango and passion fruit jelly with exotic fruits, topped with a coconut sorbet and a nice fresh mint leaf. So the mint leaves from my garden.
Excellent.
I brought it
So
in
now,
this morning.
if I remember your instructions early,
Okay.
we get the tapioca started, right?
Yeah.
So we have the tapioca, we soaked it in water a little bit.
Yeah, for almost 2 hours before.
Okay, we just put that in a pan.
The secret of the tapioca is a very, very low heat and constant stirring, because it sticks to the bottom and burns. And once it burns, your whole flavor component is bitter.
It's
and it's
gone.
not nice.
So we're going to add coconut milk to that.
Yes.
Okay, and a little Malibu liqueur. All right.
There you go.
That's it. And then we just stir,
Yep, I have a
and
little.
we let it cook.
Yep.
Oh, you have a nice
you go.
spatula for me?
Yeah,
Thank
just so
you.
it doesn't stick on the bottom. Once the gelatin starts to come out from the tapioca, it gets
Right.
really sticky on the bottom. So really
And,
slowly. Once the tapioca pearls are clear, then
Oh,
the
and
tapioca is
you actually want me to put a little
Vanilla bean.
in there
Yeah,
too,
I
right?
love vanilla bean.
Yeah, me too.
And also
Me
some coconut.
too. So, Luciano, what's tapioca, you know?
Well, you know what? I actually don't work with tapioca often, so I had to look it up. And found out that it is a starch from the cassava or yucca plant. And basically it's processed, and they make little tiny pearl that then you soak in water and then you cook, and it makes great puddings. And it's used as a thickener in soups, and just like any starch would be.
Fruits which go with the tapioca is very tropical Asian style dessert. It's very light, it's very refreshing. So the exotic fruits we have golden raspberries, we have the gooseberries from New Zealand, pineapple, mango, star fruit, and kiwis.
Let me take
all these
out.
berries together, they're a very nice combination with the coconut sorbet and the
And now
the
gooseberry are from where?
From New Zealand.
New Zealand. And so you want me to cut them like small cubes?
Exactly.
So just like that?
Yep, perfect.
Pretty much.
We only need a small bowl in this one here. We can mix it through.
So I'll just prepare a small quantity.
Yeah, I soaked already the gelatin in ice water. Now
great.
each gelatin absorbs 6 times its weight in water.
Okay.
So that's fully absorbed now in ice water. Here now is the passion fruit and mango puree.
Okay, so we're going to prepare the
Just a
second component of the pudding?
Exactly.
All right.
which is actually the coulis which we fold the fruits into and put that on top of the tapioca.
Okay, and we want a
Very super low.
Super low.
Just enough to warm the pan,
And that's
then
it.
we'll take it out and we'll drop the gelatin in, then we'll chill it on a nice
All right,
bath.
so I got things under control here, I think.
Okay.
Me and Bob will take care of the tapioca and sauce, and
No problem.
I guess you're gonna start on your next dessert, or
Yeah,
the second
next-
dessert?
The second dessert I'm going to prepare is a beignet. It's a very simple dessert. It's based on almost like a waffle batter with baking soda and baking powder. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that right now.
So when you say beignets, they're like the beignet that you will find in New Orleans?
I haven't been to New Orleans to see the beignets there. Tell me what they're like.
Yeah,
Well-
they're very popular.
They're very popular. I think they're like fried puffs.
Oh yeah, it's like a fried puff, but it's
Okay.
not a sweet yeast dough, not like a donut.
Okay.
It's kind of like a waffle, a thicker waffle batter.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the flour, baking soda, rum.
Did
Oh.
you say wrong?
Yeah,
I
said rum,
I
Bob.
like it already.
All right.
I've got the oil cooking there. I can see it's simmering a little hot. We need it at exactly 375. If it's too hot, then the outside cooks and the center's raw and it looks like it's baked, but it's fried, but it's not done correctly. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit.
So if you had a fryer, it would be preferable, and then you would set it at 375, right?
Oh yeah, 375. It's really smoky now. I can tell it's way too hot. So I'll bring that right down.
It's a very good stove.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to put the egg yolks in and the whole eggs. Put on first speed. Pinch of cinnamon. Orange zest.
Why don't you tell the people, Tom, what the orange zest is?
Orange zest is basically the skin of the orange, and on a microplane you slice it really fine, just thin shavings. It gives a really kind of bittery, tarty taste, but very strong aroma in orange oil. Sugar,
And you use the term microplane. Would you
microplane.
would
It's
you
like a very fine cheese grater.
cheese grater? There
Yeah,
you go.
super fine cheese grater.
So as a matter of fact, you could use your cheese grater if you didn't have a microplane.
Yeah,
That's what my mom used to do.
then it works. So the last component for the beignet is the egg whites. Once you mix the batter, there's nice creamy consistency. You don't want to have any lumps in it, so that's the most important part. I'm going to leave that mixing there for a little bit. I'm going to put the oil in last. The mix still looks a little lumpy there, so I'm going to mix a little bit longer so it's no lumps and develop the gluten in the flour there. Next step is very important with the beignets. It's a very simple recipe. When it's made correctly, it's very nice. This is the egg whites. It's very important not to over whip the egg whites, because once you over whip the egg whites, when it's
Get
frying and cooking,
marshmallows.
yeah, they jump up and they collapse, so you get a really kind of crumpy, mushroomy product. So I'm just going to whip them by hand, because it's only a small amount. Then I can see exactly how I want them.
So is there anything you would add to the egg whites to help you in whipping them?
Is there anything? No, nothing at all. Just
Nothing
egg
at
whites,
all,
no.
Just egg white.
I
Okay,
mean,
well
there's a-
then while I cube here and you whip up your egg white, I think it is time for a short commercial break.
Okay.
And if you missed any of the steps in so far, please make sure to go to cheflive.com. We'll be right back.
I love the smell of the food and the vanilla and the product and the breads and croissants when they're coming from the oven. They're nice and fresh, and get them to the guests as soon as possible so they're still nice and crunchy. And yeah, I specialized in pastry and bread baking. So anything to do with croissant and Danish, plated desserts, large banquet events for plated desserts, all areas of the pastry, chocolate, sugar, ice creams, confectioners, plated desserts, and all areas of the bake shop really. I went for a culinary career when I was 16. I wanted to be a chef, and there was an opportunity at the small French patisserie on my corner street where I grew up, right in front of the beach, and I was just intrigued of how the croissant and Danish was baked every morning, proved and baked, and it came out smelling so fresh and so nice. And I got stuck into the kitchen, and I love pastries and baking, and I fell in love with it. I love working on the floor with croissant and Danish and all those sorts of sweet yeast doughs and things like that you'll see in a bakery. So that's how I got started.
Welcome back to Chef Live, and I'm here with Thomas and
Hey, Bob.
Luciano.
Hey, Bob.
And what are we making, gentlemen? And where are we?
So at the moment I'm aerating the egg whites to mix into the beignet batter. Now it's very important with the egg whites that they're not over whipped and not under whipped. Luciano, you had a question about a stabilizer with the egg whites.
Right.
For this recipe, there's no stabilizer in it. The way that you could probably stabilize the egg whites is making an Italian meringue from taking the sugar component from the recipe and cooking into the egg whites to make them a little bit more stable in the recipe. So
Great.
they're really nice and under whipped now. They're not over whipped. It's not stiff and just very
So-
lightly whipped.
So is that
That's
the
exactly what you
consistency
want.
you want? You can see it. So it's pretty runny still.
Yeah, it's got a lot. It's got a.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the sorbet, right? So I'm
Right.
putting my coconut milk
Yes.
in a pan.
Sugar-free coconut sorbet.
Right. So we have here the sugar substitute,
Correct.
which is maltitol, I believe.
Correct.
So Thomas, this is the sorbet. I just bring it to a bowl before
That's correct.
you put in the ice cream maker, right?
That's it.
Okay.
And we'll stop it on the ice bath just to cool it off before we put it in the ice cream machine.
Great. And so what do I do now with the mango sauce? I got my fruit here, nicely cut.
Okay, so
So
you have
nice-
your mango and passion fruit sauce with the gelatin inside. Just pull a small amount over your exotic fruits there.
Just enough to coat.
Yeah, a little bit more than that, I think so. There you go.
Okay.
And the tapioca's down there. So you have your exotic fruit soup. You have the tapioca and the coconut sorbet. We're almost ready to go.
All right. So,
So
This is getting exciting, no?
it
yeah,
sure is.
over here I've got the beignet batter. I've folded in the egg whites. It's a very, like I said, waffly kind of pancake type of texture.
So I can see
Just
it's
ready to go.
a very runny mix.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What we do, pipe it in these forms here. I'm gonna put one piece of banana for each one.
So if somebody at home wouldn't have that kind of molds, what would you suggest they do?
You could actually drop them into maybe some small cookie molds,
Okay.
which could release with a small cup.
Okay.
Then you could take the shell off the cup, like a mini cupcake.
Right.
Just drop the mix in there, freeze it, peel the shell off it, peel the
Okay.
paper off, then deep fry them.
Okay.
They're with the same tool. They'll just come out looking a little bit different. Okay, so now I have my mix. I'm gonna pipe into the forms with the banana.
Okay.
Just like that. I'll finish off this side too.
I think he knows what he's doing, no?
I don't. I'm
And
just.
a small amount of banana in each one. Now with this batter, what we need to do now is freeze it.
Okay.
I'll put this into the freezer. Can you put it down the bottom?
Absolutely, I got it.
Thank you so much.
So how long would you normally freeze them for?
In a blast freezer, 10 to 15 minutes, but you can keep them in there for
Days?
So
days.
So
easy.
you could
Oh.
prepare this.
So you can make them
Yes,
and use them
yeah.
when you need
Wait
them.
on
Yeah,
advance.
the beauty of a product that you put into the freezer that's not baked or prepared before is that when you fry it, it's fried fresh, so it doesn't take the taste of the freezer.
Great.
So-
So I guess we just put the sorbet in
Into the ice cream machine?
Ice cream machine.
Yep.
And while the beignet freeze over and the
I'm
sorbet
gonna put that in right now.
gets ready, I guess we're gonna take another commercial break.
We'll
And,
be right back, no?
Absolutely. And again, if you missed any of these steps, please go to cheflive.com. Be right back, Bob.
Yes,
Be
sir.
right back, Bob. My favorite dish growing up, as a dessert, I always liked the dishes which my family prepared, which were very simple dishes. bread and butter pudding, apple cobbler, apple pie. There, along the guidelines of how I grew up is where my flavour and my palate is for what I personally like. And what I find is very similar to what the guests would like also in the hotel is a nice baked component with a nice cold component of an ice cream or sorbet. So I liked a lot of baked goods. I love croissant and Danish. I love freshly baked bread, sourdough breads. At the moment I'm employed at the Paris Hotel as pastry chef, Las Vegas. We have food and beverage outlets which have croissant and Danish every morning. So including the large banquet events, which we can do up to 5,000 to 7,000 people a day in a large banquet events. And we have the buffet, the village buffet, which is a large buffet which we do almost 3,000 covers a day. In the Paris Hotel, we also, the pastry side goes to the Bally's Hotel too, so we do the both properties. We make our chocolates and confectioneries there in the chocolate room, VIP turndowns, all product we make in-house. All our cakes and mousses and sponges we make in-house. We have a large baking system and mixing system there, which is very streamlined with the employees that come in and scale up and do their weighing, do their mixing, and then to the baking process. There's a lot going on. There's always a lot of surprise pop-up, birthday cakes, wedding cakes, 7-star player needs this. So that's the beauty of working in Las Vegas. That there's always a surprise, there's always a VIP event outside, and we have a very high rotation of all the product which comes into the shop, maybe a 3-day shelf life. Berries, they come fresh every day. The lactose products is fresh every day, so, and we go through quite a lot of it. Inventory is key.
Welcome back. I am Bob Fromage with two wonderful chefs making two delicious dishes for dessert. No?
Yes,
No?
I see.
What
Yeah.
you guys doing over there?
We
So-
both went to the fridge.
I just fried the beignets, Bob, and in the oil. Then we roll them into the cinnamon sugar.
They did not take long, no? Like 3 or 4
it's
minutes,
3 or
huh?
4 minutes. So this is the form which they come out from the freezer. I just pop them straight out.
So frozen as they are from the freezer into the hot hole.
Exactly.
And of course you want to be very careful when you put them in, right?
Oh yeah, very careful, very careful. So these will take at least 3 minutes. Let's see where we're up to over here with the tapioca. Okay, so the tapioca bean we still have in here. I think it looks very, very nice. It's going to be a very nice dessert.
Oh,
so-
it's very starchy for sure.
Yeah, you can thin it out with more coconut milk, but because we're serving it right now for service,
So if you were to prepare this
In advance?
dessert in advance, then you definitely want it to.
oh, absolutely, yeah. So we have the exotic fruits here with the compote. Compote goes on the top. Very refreshing.
I can tell.
Not too big a portion, just a small portion. The next part is the ice cream.
Is the sorbet right?
Sorbet, yep. Coconut sorbet. Can you pass me the torch there, please, Lucian?
Oh, sure.
So just to heat up the spoon a little bit.
The fire time, no?
Careful, Bob. So again, you heat up the spoon so you actually get the nice canal shape, right?
Exactly. Sugar garnish.
Oh, look at that. Now that's pulled sugar.
Yep. Fresh mint leaf.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So-
Look at that.
Very simple dessert. Very fast. And when you eat it, it'll melt in your mouth. Very, very refreshing.
Wow. All right.
And the beignets are just coming up over here. So they weren't that long. How long do you think, Chef Bob?
Yeah, a couple minutes, no?
A couple of
I'd
minutes.
say 3.5.
You got to do
Yeah.
it by color, though, no?
Yeah, just by color. And if the oil's too hot, what will happen to your beignet is it's going to burn on the outside and it'll be raw in the middle. So just be very careful with the temperature. When you drop them in, they just kind of bubble a little bit and they slowly float to the top. And maintain that temperature there and you'll have a nice banana beignet.
Do you have an oil you prefer, like peanut oil?
No, just a regular salad oil or frying oil. Just as long as you're not frying it in the same oil that the chefs are cooking their calamari and their fish and chips and things like that, because you don't want that flavor.
Shrimp beignets.
Shrimp
no?
beignets, delicioso.
So here we have our
Not
nice
really.
freshly fried beignets, cinnamon sugar. We made an ice cream anglaise earlier. creme anglaise is here.
And
Chef, can I take this one?
absolutely, here you
Thank
go.
you.
And for creme anglaise recipes, by the way, you can always go back to cheflife.com, and Chef Thomas has a wonderful version in one of his previous dessert he prepared.
Yes, it's delicious.
This is the one we prepared before. So it's a very simple dessert with the
Oh,
beignets, vanilla creme anglaise. It's not complicated at all, but the flavor is there. It's nice and,
I can tell.
it's refreshing. Very comforty style food.
Oh,
So these would be great for at home.
I think I'm going to try one.
Hey, you're eating the profits again, no?
Oh, very good. Here you go, Bob.
Nice and fresh, huh?
This is a candied vanilla bean. So I use the vanilla bean from the creme anglaise, and you wash them, rub them in egg whites and powdered sugar, and dry them out in the oven. So
Oh,
just
beautiful.
like as a garnish.
That's a
So-
very rusty presentation.
Yeah, it's just a very simple dessert, but I think it's all flavor. There's nice banana beignet.
Beautiful.
And
Let me
vanilla
put it
creme
here
anglaise.
next to the...
Move this over. So there we go.
There you go.
It's
your,
two kind of opposite desserts. The mango exotic is very Asian style and refreshing, and you have the
beignet,
beignets with
which are
the
fried
creme
a
anglaise.
little on the heavy side.
Yeah, it's a
but
little on the heavy
still
side. So
Very
Yeah.
very comfortable.
it's two opposite desserts, but I like them a lot
I like
myself.
them both. What do you think, Bob?
I think you both did a wonderful job.
Oh,
Thanks,
well,
Bob.
Thank
As
you.
usual.
Thank you for your guidance, Thomas.
It's my pleasure.
Beginning to learn how to make desserts.
Oh wow, they're beautiful.
They are.
They're beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you missed any steps, go to cheflife.com. And we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bon appetit.
One scotch, one bourbon, one beer. One scotch, one bourbon, one beer. Please, Mr. Bartender, listen here. I ain't here for trouble, so have no fear. One scotch, one